Hi Capricorn, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your April 2020 tarot check for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much to all of you who have been subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. I really appreciate your help with building my channel, and I'm having fun co-creating with all of you. If you're new to my channel and you want to subscribe, I'd love to have you, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when new videos are posted, which is about every week. So I hope you're all doing well. I know this is such a tough time, but guess what? This time is tough, but so are you. And we're gonna make it through it. And we are in a global dark night of the soul. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that we are going to ascend as a universe, really, as a world. We're going to have world ascension, and we can't really do much better than that. So let's see what's going on here for Capricorn, April 2020. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So your current situation, Two of Cups here, immediate influence, strength, so might need some patience around a soulmate. Your destiny in this is the Four of Wands, and the more distant past, you have the Three of Pentacles, the more recent past, the Page of Pentacles. Now coming towards you, you do have the Nine of Swords. You're represented here by the Lovers. They're represented by the Hierophant. And your hopes and desires here are the Six of Wands, and you've got the Queen of Wands as the outcome with Judgment here. And I'll give you the last two because I've kind of been doing that for everybody. Judgment and the Page of Cups. So does somebody want to get married here? Because that's sure what this feels like. Unfortunately, for some of you, there's not a whole lot about money here, and I know that's been a huge part of most people's lives, and just trying to figure out, because some people are completely without a paycheck, and that's, you know, when you can't expect something like that, that can be terrifying. So here you go. Let's talk about these cards a minute before I dive into this. You do have Gemini here, you have Leo, you have Libra, you have fire, Taurus, earth, and some air, water too. So you've got all the elements, but very interesting. So the heart of this thing, it's all about a soulmate. Now, the Two of Cups can be representative of work, and I do feel like for some of you, you're recognizing that your work really is a match for you. For those of you that have had to work at home, you miss it. You miss the normalcy, you're glad to go back, and it's really given you a different perspective on that job. And you've had to have a lot of patience. You know, we've had to be patient with one another, those of us that are working virtually with other teams of people. But it's definitely, now, I don't get into this too much astrologically speaking, because we all do have free will. But Capricorn has some very special elements this year from that standpoint. And Pluto and Jupiter meet, which happens about every 13 years, and it's under Capricorn. So you have an extra kind of energetic boost because Jupiter brings gifts. You have gifts coming forward, and Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn actually all work together this year, which is kind of unusual. And that starts around April 4th that Pluto meets Jupiter. So Jupiter makes everything expand. You know, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but they actually trine with Saturn. And it's kind of interesting because Saturn makes you work for the gifts, whereas Jupiter's just like Santa Claus and says, here you go. So starting in April, you may see gifts showing up left and right where it's like catches you off guard almost, like, you know, wow, things were really kind of sucked there, and now they're looking pretty good, but you got to be a little bit patient for it, okay? You know, and again, with strength, this is infinite abundance. It has that infinity symbol, but you might have to exercise a bit of patience to get there. Now, your destiny in this is the Four of Wands, and just to be clear, destiny and fate are two different things. Fate is all fear-based. Fate is like, it's already decided and you have no free will. Destiny is all about free will, and it's all about being divinely guided. So all you really have to do to reach your destiny, which in this case is all about marriage, it's all about commitment, a higher level of commitment, running the distance. I mean, it's the 1111 card. So with this, to find your destiny, when you raise your own vibration, you will be guided. Clarity will guide you. You'll know where to go. You'll know that next move. There won't be fear and uncertainty with it. So your destiny is this higher level of commitment. So, for some of you, you may be manifesting a new person. You do have some nice law of attraction cards here. But, it's possible, too, that you're bringing somebody back around that you had a higher level of commitment with over here. This Three of Pentacles, this is from the more distant past. This also could be work-related, where you, like I said, had a really strong relationship at work, and you may have taken a new job within like the last year. But it's a card of new beginnings. It's all about being rewarded for your work and having great relationships, collaboration, partnerships. It's like building a foundation. And that's where I wonder if this person, for some of you, is somebody from the past too, because there's a foundation here. Or there's some knowledge of the person from the past. And it feels more than just kind of tertiary, where you kind of knew who they were, but not much more than that. It's more than that. Now, more recently, you may have had a small offer. Some of you might have gotten a small raise in the more recent past with this Page of Pentacles, or had this person reach out to you, and it was very kind of shy. It was not a, racing through the door, breaking the door down, saying we've got to be together forever kind of a thing. It was more of a small offer, but it was still an offer nonetheless. And I actually think, though, it's gotten you onto a path that really looks a lot like a marriage could be happening here. Not this month, but you definitely are setting the table for one. Now, some of you are going to have a little bit of a restless energy about you, which is sort of makes a lot of sense under the circumstances that we've been living in, doesn't it? I mean, I don't think that would be out of the question for anybody, but some of it too can just be you've been out of your routine and it's kind of messed you up with your sleep schedule, and it's really on more of a mundane level than you're up just, can't sleep because you're thinking about things too much. It really could be more of I was kind of bored and kept staying up too late, and now I'm sleeping in until 8 o'clock, and I have to go back to work, and what am I going to do? But it also, too, it's a 9, so it's coming to the end of a cycle. There's just a part of you, I think, with the finalization of this whole situation, that it's kind of like bittersweet in a way. Some of you have been at home and been able to do some things and see your family a bit more and people around you a bit more, and there's been some comfort in that, and now we're going back to a routine that's different. You are represented here by the Lovers, so it's Gemini energy, but you are, like I said, you're going to be brought in gifts, and it's like a match made in heaven. The gifts that you're going to be seeing, just almost, it feels like they just mysteriously show up, but they really don't, because they're a vibrational match to you. Those things are your destiny. Again, they're supposed to be here for you. You are so worth it to have, all the abundance, the love, the joy, the fun, the freedom, all those things. You have a lot of clarity this month too, and a lot of confidence. So, with this Lovers card, I do think this person sees you as, their person. They definitely see that, and they want to put a ring on it for sure. So with the Lovers here, you feel like you could just talk to this person forever. It's like, remember that time, and it's just kind of there's a little bit of nostalgia with it, but it's definitely like you're thinking about them and they are thinking about you. You could finish each other's sentences. Some of you are in such synchronicity where you have synchronized texts. That's definitely for some of you, where it's just like, oh, I love it when that happens. And again, with work too, I think things are really blooming. You're just on top of the world. But again, like I said, this could be about marriage, because then you have the Hierophant too. And the Hierophant is a 5. It's a change card, but it's also about a higher level of commitment. So this is an officiant at a ceremony. This is like the official. And the official is very calm. The official brings in a real sense of peace, harmony, but an assuredness, like, hey, you are on the right path. And I think this person, as they draw nearer and nearer, they have more and more assurance that this is the right thing, that you're both being divinely guided. And they want a marriage. They do. They want a long-term commitment with you. And there's a morality about it. This person is an integrous person. They are, it's like they pray to be given the strength not to betray, or the courage. That's a better word. They pray to have the courage not to betray other people and not to betray themselves. They're very true to themselves, and they're very wise. So you're feeling good here. Your inner emotions are all about victory and success. There's a part of you that just feels it coming. You feel it like, I knew that was going to happen. And guess what? You're right. Whenever we say that, I know that was going to happen, I just knew it. Of course we did. We're allowing our inner self to guide us. But see, sometimes we don't have that head-heart coherence. We don't want it because the answer scares us. So we go back up into our head and talk ourselves out of it. But you have a coherence there that's coming through. So your outcome here is the Queen of Wands. And I mentioned before about having the courage not to betray people. The Queen of Wands has a very loyal disposition, but the people she attracts, or the people that are close to her, are also very loyal. She has that loyal little cat at her feet. And I just think this person just really, they honor you, they respect you, but they see you as the whole package. You're like the whole enchilada to them. And they know that they're not going to find another one like Capricorn. As far as work is concerned, some of you might be up for a promotion sooner than later. There may be some room for advancement there that's going to be initiated this month. You are, like I said, you're going to get an offer, but then you also have this Justice card. And this, again, just kind of reinforces that the higher level of commitment sure does look a lot more like a marriage, where you're going to get an offer for sure. And it may start off with, do you want to move in together? And do you want to get a dog and that kind of thing? Or do you want to get a cat together? And, from there, it becomes, really a love of a lifetime. So let's hear what Abraham Hicks has to say here. Asking it is given. What if Source were standing in my physical shoes? It is not your job to make something happen. Your work is simply to determine what you want. If we were standing in your physical shoes, our attention would be upon bringing ourselves into alignment with the desires and preferences that we have launched. We would consciously feel our way into alignment. So your vibrational indicator are your feelings. That tells you where you're vibrating. If you're wondering, what are you attracting? Well, how do I feel? Well, interestingly enough, here's your whispers of love. You're going to like this. Like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. So, right? There we go. Well, I love you so much, Capricorn, and I can't wait to see what the spring holds for you, because it sure will be good. And I will be back in about a week.